If you've ever felt lost or invisible, his story will feel like yours. He had no home, no money, no family left. But on the coldest night of his life, when the world felt carved out of darkness, he stumbled into a moment that would reshape everything people believed about him. You might think you know a story like this, but you don't. Because what happened to him is something most people never survive. Before you judge him, before you decide who he was or what he deserved, hear this. You are one decision away from your own rise. The same rise that turned a defeated man into someone as the world would later call a hero. That night the danger wasn't the storm that drowned the streets. It wasn't the footsteps he heard behind him. It wasn't even the empty alleys that swallowed every sound. What hunted him in the shadows was the voice inside him, the voice that grows louder when everything else falls silent, the voice that tells you to stay down when life has already pushed you to your knees. He didn't know it then, but the moment he walked into that darkness, he was walking straight into the choosing ground, where a man either breaks forever or discovers something within himself that nothing in this world can destroy. And what he discovered that night is the reason you're hearing the story now. Most people will never experience a night like the one he faced. A night where the air feels heavy, where every sound carries a warning, where every thought becomes a battle. He didn't plan to walk that far. He didn't plan to end up on that side of the city. But life has a way of dragging you into places you never imagined, especially when everything you once trusted has collapsed beneath you. What happened next wasn't written, wasn't planned, wasn't something anyone could have prepared for. Because the truth didn't arrive gently. It arrived like a blow to the chest. In a forgotten corner of the city, in a place people avoid even during daylight, he found something most people overlook their entire lives. It wasn't money. It wasn't rescue. It wasn't mercy. It was a realization so sharp, so powerful, that it would carve a path through every fear, every failure, every doubt he ever had. But before he reached that realization, he had to face something far worse than loneliness. He had to face the memory of the man he used to be. And that's where his story truly begins. His name was David. Not a criminal, not a troublemaker, not someone born into hardship. Just a man who once woke up every morning believing his life was finally falling into place. He had a steady job, a small apartment, a wife he loved more than anything. And for a while, everything made sense. Until the day everything stopped. It began with a phone call. His wife gone in an instant. A crash. A moment of chaos that tore his world apart. Grief stole his focus. Lack of focus stole his job. Bills piled up. Friends faded away. Not out of cruelty, but because pain isolates people. When the landlord finally knocked with papers in hand, David didn't fight. He just walked out with a small backpack and a heart heavier than anything he carried. The streets became his world. The cold replaced the comfort he once knew. The sound of passing cars replaced the sound of morning alarms, and every night was a negotiation between exhaustion and fear. But what he didn't know was that this chapter would reveal a strength buried so deep inside him, even he didn't know it existed. The first night on the streets is the loudest, not because of the city, but because the mind has nowhere left to hide. For David, the night stretched into an endless corridor. Hunger clawed at him. Every shadow felt alive. Every sound felt like a warning. The voice inside him became the loudest enemy. You failed. You lost everything. You don't matter anymore. Days blurred into weeks. His backpack was stolen, his last belongings gone. Even when he had nothing, life still found ways to take more. One night, a storm rolled in. The sky cracked open. Rain poured like punishment. Desperate for shelter, David ran until he found an old warehouse, abandoned, broken, eerie. He pushed the door open. Darkness swallowed him. Then came a sound, a footstep, slow, heavy, his heart hammered. But lightning flashed. The shadow on the wall was his own, and for the first time he realized the thing he feared most had been following him since the day he lost everything. Himself. As David moved deeper inside, he saw something on the table, an old notebook. Weathered, torn. He opened it. Inside were messages left by another lost soul. Wash your face. Walk 10 minutes. Find one reason to keep going. Don't quit on yourself. One sentence struck him like lightning. Self-belief is the weapon the world can't take from you. The storm raged. Footsteps echoed. Another man emerged from the shadows, older, worn, carrying his own scars. He wasn't a threat. He was a mirror. No one saves us, the man said. We save ourselves. That night, David made a decision. A small one, a quiet one, a decision to rise. Day 1. He washed his face, whispered, I'm still here. It was a start. Day 3. He returned to the notebook, set small goals, walked, cleaned, sought work. Day 7. A shop owner offered him an hour of paid cleaning. A small moment, but moments build momentum. Day 30. He moved into a shared room. 4 walls felt like hope. Day 100. He secured a steady job at a construction site. Workers noticed his effort. Supervisors noticed his will. Day 365. He rented his own room, his own key, his own life. He began helping others, mentoring, giving. Day 600. He created a nonprofit that helped the homeless. The same man who once feared his own shadow was now guiding others out of theirs. David learned that real change doesn't begin when life gets easier. It begins when you decide you are worth rebuilding. The world can take comfort, money, stability, but it cannot take your inner weapon, self-belief. Confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something you create. Belief starts inside you long before anyone else sees it. And once David understood that, his rise became unstoppable. Step 1. Write one goal for tomorrow. Clarity builds direction. Step 2. Take one small action today. Small steps break mental chains. Step 3. Start a 7-day self-belief challenge. 7 days, 7 small wins. Step 4. Speak one sentence every morning. I am becoming stronger than my past. Step 5. Protect your progress. Your rise begins with you and continues because of you. The world only sees the hero. It never sees the nights like David's, nights where hope hides, nights where fear grows, nights where standing up feels impossible. But those nights don't break you, they build you. You don't need a miracle. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need permission. You need one decision. The decision to rise. If you're ready to begin your rise today, leave one message below. I'm rising. Share one goal you'll attack tomorrow. I'll be reading The World is Waiting for the Strongest Version of You.